Testing 1, 2. Testing. Alrighty, we are back up and running. As I said, we have had a couple of small difficulties, but that's all right. We are all on top of it now. We have Emily Hinds, Peter, with her mum Teresa on 7 and 8. Giant Zeb Holt also on 7 and 8. Father and son combination. As we look over on to 5 and 6, we have the dynamic duo of Sophie Greaves and Ethan Backman bowling with Carol and Gavin Schultz. Jesse Ellis and Sean Dunn all the way up from the fabulous Bris Vegas. They are bowling with Daryl Elverson and Chris Chan. On 1 and 2, we have Dennis and Gail Porter. They're bowling with Hayden Johansson and Stuart Sanderson. We are running a fairly tough pattern. If you jump onto 10-pin results, you will see that the high block in game number 1 was 389. There is a fair bit of back end. Pocket shots have left numerous 7-10s. Sophie Greaves just punches a pocket for a very nice strike. Solo Joe with the microphone in hand, also known as Sophie Jones. But for this weekend, we will use her rapper name of Solo Joe. Teresa Hinds, Peter, goes light, leaves a 7-pin on lanes 7 and 8. Tyson Jones finally makes a 10-pin after missing a couple. Tony Hoffenset slides one past the 6-pin. Frank Nusafora was telling us earlier that he feels that he's thrown the ball the best he's thrown it in about 10 years. So we will try and get a few words with Frank and a few of the bowlers throughout the day just to see how they feel the lanes are playing. A little bit of back end out there, Tyson?
A little bit of back end. The problem is trusting the ball to get through to the break point.
Now, there were comments that on paper looked like another long pattern, high volume. What have you got to say about that?
What I've got to say about that, I'm not allowed to say on a child-friendly stream. I'm an old Mount Louisa boy, but this is playing with some very, very crispy back ends that even a speed demon like myself isn't used to.
Now, your bowling partner for this weekend says that he's thrown the ball the best he's thrown it in about 10 years. Would you agree with that?
Based on what he had to refer to, yeah, that's not that hard to do, but he's bowling very well this morning.
Must have been the great evening we had last night. Bit of fun playing some phase 10. Just judging by the atmosphere of the bowlers bowling this squad, I think they're embracing this whole doubles format.
There seems to be a lot of disunity between teams. Either that or there's a lot of shade being thrown between partners.
I think that adds to the atmosphere, though. Now, we do have a lot of family teams. We've got the Holts bowling together, the O'Mearas, the Hinds Peters, the Porters. And it is good to see. We do have a couple of teams up from, as I said, Brisbane. The O'Mearas all the way out from Mount Isa. The Smiths also from Mount Isa. So there are quite a few teams that have travelled a fair distance to partake in this doubles tournament. It is the first doubles that we've run in the Q2 North, so this is a bit of a, I guess, a bit of a litmus test to see how successful the doubles format will be. It does seem to be, people have jumped on board, they have supported the tournament. I mean, we only had 3 spots out of a full tournament, so that's not a bad result for the first ever doubles. As you just heard Tyson say, it is very much very crisp back end. I think a lot of the players are finding it a little bit hard to get used to that. the lanes, I'm sure, will start to come back to the players a little bit. As the oil travels down, they will become a little bit easier to play. Now, the teams will bowl 8 games each today, so each bowler will bowl 8 games, not 4 and 4. Total pinfall, we will cut to the top 10 teams for tomorrow's final, so we do have another squad after this. You will notice watching the live scores that if there is a male and a female bowling together, in the case of Dennis and Gail Porter, Gail does still get the 8 pins handicap, Dennis does not. That 8 pins will then be added to the overall team pinfall for tomorrow's final. So Daryl Elverson, after 3 in a row, goes a little bit wide on lane number 4. And this is what I was saying, you will find the pattern will start to even itself out. There will be a little bit of carry down. I think it'll be a matter of whoever can read that carry down first or the quickest will then start to score. We have already had 1 Christmas tree left this morning. Carol Schultz on lane 6 left a beautiful Christmas tree in the first game. Everybody had a bit of a giggle about that. Ethan Backman, one of the young juniors, with a very nice spare in the 9th frame. It's good to see a lot of the teams have embraced the uniform style of things. Sophie Greaves and Ethan have gone for the black and donuts. A few of the teams have sported the Struddy's Tropical MCM shirts. We've got some representatives from the Townsville Cutters. Sophie Greaves with a nice 8 count. Sean Dunn with a nice pocket strike after his 9 spare. We'll try and get a bit of a word with Shauno very soon. Sophie Greaves with a nice 8 spare in the 9th frame. Hayden Johansson whiffs one past the 3-6-10. Daryl Elverson goes, Brooklyn can't quite kick out the 9 pin. Jesse Ellis lets fly. Oh, he goes a fraction high, leaves a 3-6. He seems a little bit all over the place. Can't quite seem to get a rhythm happening. Daryl Elverson covers his 9 spare. Carol Schultz with a 7 pin. Zeb Holt's got his mother well trained, resurfacing his gear between blocks. Say, good job, Mum.
Good job.
As we look further down, Tyson James came back with a 188. Frank Nusafora got lucky with a 227.
How good was my 4?
Are you moving 2 blocks? Two pair.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dang.
We're heading up the top end of the house now. Terry O'Meara with a 9 spare. See Mr. Brett Papworth looking fine in his all-black outfit today.
Not that I'm a Kiwi.
Sorry?
Not that I'm a Kiwi. I was only born here.
Well, so was Pavlova and Russell Crowe, but we'll still claim it. We're kind of hoping Dave Hughes has a better day at the tab than he's having at the bowl at the moment. Kyle Craven's got a thick set of shoulders though, because he's carrying his partner like a racehorse.
We're going halves in the prize fund here and halves in the tab, so it should be about even.
Remember, gamble responsibly. Do not chase your losses.
Remember what you paid for. Please.
Oh,
Now I have to find one.
it's all right. You're bowling on your good lane. What's going on, Mr. Frank? You are throwing the ball well, though.
Just feels.
But, no, in all honesty, we were talking about it last night about the Daria and Verity Clinic.
Yep.
And you did say that it was a slow progression.
6 months.
But, like you said, it's now starting to feel second nature. So, I mean, obviously what they taught you has worked and the practice is now starting to pay off.
Correct.
So, all right, the bowlers will now make a two-pair shift, odds to the right, evens to the left. They will then commence games 3 and 4. Would take this opportunity to thank all our fantastic sponsors. Of course, the people here at Mackay Leisure Centre for hosting such a fantastic event. Of course, Graham and the crew at PBSA for their 300 game award. Billy's Pro Shop and 10-pin bowling supplies for the mystery bowler, or in this case, the mystery team award. And of course, our amazing major sponsor, the Mike Carney Group. Without the support of these great companies, tournaments like this couldn't happen. And of course, the support of the fantastic athletes travelling many kilometres to come to Mackay, have a ball, and hopefully enjoy what looks to be a great tournament. So as the bowlers make their lane change, we will be back very shortly with games 3 and 4. Okay, we are back with block number 2 of squad 1, coming to you from the fantastic people here at Mackay Leisure Centre. The bowlers have made their lane change.
What lane are they supposed to be on?
Supposed to be on 17 and 18.
Yeah, which lane, Phil?
They're supposed to be on 18, they're on 4. Jesse Ellis with a strike after his 8 spare. Yeah, the button's playing up on it. There you go. Alrighty, and we are back. Sorry about that. We're trying to commentate and lane marshal and a number of different things. So, as I said, we were going to try and have a chat with the amazing Bris Vegas boys. Jesse with a nice double after his 8 spare. Dennis Porter looking to spare his 6 count, which he does. Sean Dunn standing in front of the ball return in game 3. I don't know how he's going to go in game 8. Dan Wilson on lane 12 bombs the pocket, leaves a 9-pin. Sean Dunn with a nice double. The moves obviously worked. Teresa Hinspeter with a nice 7 spare. Dan Wilson with a 9 spare. Ethan Backman looking to continue his good start after his 9 spare. Emily Hinspeter looking to get something started after 2 spares. She got through that one nicely, hits the pocket, nice strike. Ethan Backman went a little bit high, leaves a 4.67. How you finding them, Em?
Cookie.
A lot of back end. How do you find the doubles format though?
It's different. I wouldn't say I really dislike it or like it more than singles. Gives you the opportunity to bowl with someone that you may not always bowl with, I guess, and gives the option from other towns, I guess.
Just, I don't know, it looks more fun. Like, you watch the interaction of the bowlers throughout the tournament, and they seem to be as interested in scoring as they are in taking the mickey out of each other. Like, everybody seems to be having fun, regardless of what the scoring is like.
Well, they got to choose who they got to bowl with, so
yeah.
that also adds a bit of fun to it.
Now, did you guys get to choose, or did Mum just say I'm bowling with you?
Well, yeah, Mum said she's bowling with me.
Mum's like, I'm paying and you're playing. Tyson Jones does what Tyson Jones does and slops the 7-pin. Woohoo! Look out.
Tapping and Bill.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hayden Johansson with a great ball change in the break. He's strike, 2 spares and a strike. Leslie Smith opens up with a front 3. Oh, Dave Hughes, pretty to watch as usual. Les Smith with the front 4 looking to take Graham Clark's money. Frank Nusafora taking a leaf out of Tyson Jones' book. Frankie. Nice strike, Mr. Frank. Tyson Jones can't remember what lane he's on. We are starting to see a few scores come to life now as the bowlers get used to the pattern. Hayden Johansson has taken his head from his behind and actually started to bowl, thankfully. Luke O'Meara with a double. Oh, young Keegan Smith had a great crack at a 6-7-10. David Hughes goes a fraction high, leaves a 3-10. Les Smith looking for the front 5. Alrighty, as we look down the centre, Bryce Devonish with a nice 7 spare. Carol Schultz looking to make a spare. Gail Porter with a 9 spare. Tony Hoffenset's looking for a 9 spare also. Rob McGrath is off to a solid start. Christy Lee looking to make an 8 spare on 9 and 10. Jamie Kennedy just slides one past the 10 pin. Dan Wilson looking for 4 in a row. Les Smith with a 7 spare after his 5 in a row. Frank Nusafora with a 7 spare after his 4 in a row. Luke O'Meara, after an open, has 4 in a row down on 17 and 18. Chris Chan with a 9 count. Young Keegan Smith pumps the pocket for a double. Hayden Johansson looking for 4 in a row. He goes a fraction high, can't quite kick out the 6-7. Now, I think if Hayden turned around and had a look at what Tyson just did on the lane beside him, I think he would want to kick him in the backside. So how is it you managed to trip your 6-7 and Hayden couldn't?
Well, to be honest,
Is it your amazing rev count, or is it just the ball speed?
it's just the fact that I'm tournament director. If you ask anyone out there, that's how it works apparently. Ooh, I like that.
Frank Nusafora with an 8 count. That was a little bit of a flailing seagull shot. He didn't actually get through that one. Emily Hinspeter peels through the headpin for a 6-10. Luke O'Meara is off and rolling with 5 in a row. Dave Hughes starts the lawnmower into the pocket for a strike for a double. Oh, you reckon you having dramas throwing a double? Hey, you're there. You're set now. Mate, you're like a Sydney to Hobart yacht. You've set the spinnaker, mate. You're home.
I'm at the back. I'm just
Oh, Terry O'Meara with a strike. That's a bit better from Tyson Jones. Actually hits the pocket for a carry, not that sloppy rubbish he threw last time. Mate, you need to get yourself a better partner, eh? I don't know how you do it.
40 now, mate, just warming up.
Hey?
I'm 40 now, just warming up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, now you're the big 4-0. Oh, Kyle Craven got a bit of hold. A bit of rather sloppy hold, actually. I did notice down that end of the house where it's a bit warmer, you don't have that poppy slide for the washout.
Yep.
1 and 2 seem to be playing about 5 or 6 boards drier than everywhere else. Hayden and Stuart were saying 1 and 2, even first up this morning, was so hot compared to the rest of the centre. Probably because that's the wall closest to the street. So, I mean, you've got a roller skating rink besides 17 and 18, so you would assume it'd be a little cooler as you travel. That was a better shot, Frank. No flailing seagull on that one. Hey? Nice to see there's no puff balls in the players' area, or if there are, they're all in bags.
It's good to see.
I know the President Shield kids have worked hard on that over the last couple of months, just trying to get used to I guess the more official idiosyncrasies of the game. Have your puff ball, but have it in a bag or whatever.
Yep.
So It's good to see that, like I've had a look, Hayden's got one in a bag. Young Zeb Holt's got his up on the table behind.
Back here, yeah.
That's the last time I'm going to talk Dave Hughes up ever. I said he's lined up and then he goes and does that. Wow. Commentators kiss of death. Lucky I don't commentate the football.
Well, you obviously commentate the Parrot games.
Well, I said I wasn't going to watch the NRL at all this year, and I've watched 3 games this year. They've all been Parramatta games, so I'm not watching anymore.
Surely done, nearly bookended himself.
Young Ethan Backman with 3 in a row. Sophie Greaves with a double. Sean Dunn with a 2-4-10. Shane Rosberg with a busted left wing. Can't quite win at phase 10. Hopefully he bowls a bit better.
What a horrible game.
It's a great game.
It's a horrible game.
Teresa Hinspeter showing her daughter how it's done. Christy Lee with the Brooklyn shot. Ethan Backman looking for 4 in a row. Got a little bit excited with that one. Got a bit agricultural, went a bit wide. It's all right. He's left himself a 2-4-10, but with the two-handed high rev game, should be able to have a good attempt at sparing that. Mr. Dunn, what's going on? What's happening, lad?
Strikes or nothing.
So it's an all or nothing deal.
I left the 10 pin and I missed it, and I got that a smidge right and let the washout.
They definitely can't complain about no back end.
When I threw the practice, like someone just kicked it left.
Yeah. Well, I was mentioning on the telecast, like, I watched you bowl the first block and halfway through game 1 you stand in front of the
No,
ball
I was
return.
from the get-go.
And I'm like, yeah, that's probably not a good place to be.
You have to be there.
Well, I've noticed Jess has gone way left. Kyle and Hughesy have all gone way left. So
You have to be there.
that's a bit better, Mr. Jess.
Yeah, better than 130.
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to mention that, but hey, you've got to start somewhere. The only way is up. I was just saying to Sean, nobody can say that there's not enough back end.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
If they're saying that, they're saying right.
he's throwing the ball sweet though.
Yeah.
And I must admit, like watching you bowl that game compared to what I saw in the first block, that game looked a lot more rhythmical for you. It wasn't as, I don't know, the first block you seemed very stop-start, almost really jerky, which is not you. Like, you're probably one of the smoothest two-handers that I've seen throw in a long time. And it just didn't seem like you in the first block. So
I think it was a bit better. I changed the ball. And when I changed ball, just to something a bit weaker, a bit cleaner. I think it just kind of worked a bit better. Felt like hitting the target a bit more.
a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I think so. Whereas with any of the other gears, like I was just throwing mid-range stuff, nothing strong, and it was just still hooking a mile. Like I tried my like something a bit stronger on the last shot, and you know I was throwing like fifth arrows.
So what are you throwing now? You're throwing the vibe now?
5, yeah. And then yeah, I just threw the dark web on the last shot just to see, because it's obviously a fair bit stronger.
Yeah.
So I was probably like a couple balls left with fit and target, and it worked alright. I think I said to Dunny after the first 4 games we'll probably get a bit more hole, but on the fresh it's a bit snappier. So
I just watched Dave Hughes.
Yeah.
He threw 2 of the flushest pockets I've seen him throw in a while.
Yeah.
Got up there for the 3rd one, looked as good as the shot before.
And hooked.
No, just, it's almost like it hit a puddle and just
I
went.
think that's going to happen,
Yeah, it's.
But well, I saw there's like a lot of 2-2s on the forward, so we're going to push down once people throw the ball a fair bit. So.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like the guys that are going way left from the start. Are you guys going to have to tighten it up and play quicker, or are you going to have to go further left inside and hope you don't have to loft the gutter?
I don't think we'll be further much left because I think where everyone's playing, it's got to push some of that ball down. So we're hoping we just
So
get
it should open it up for you guys.
I think so. I think it'll get easier as the games go on. I think it's harder on the fresh.
Mate, if it gets easier than that, you guys are laughing. 500 this block. That was Sean Dunn and Jesse Ellis. As I said, they are playing probably the two furthest left that we have seen so far today. Of course, a lot of the two-handers are standing almost in, well, Sean and Jesse are both standing in front of the ball return on the right-hand lane. Dave Hughes is just beside the ball return. So hopefully it will hold a little better down the middle of the lane and then still give them that little bit of back end to finish. But we won't know, obviously, until probably halfway through the next game. We're going into game 4 now. They do seem to be playing a little bit better hold. But again, we'll see what happens probably at the end of this game. So Jesse and Sean just threw 450. Les Smith's off with a strike again. Daryl Alford with a 130. Daryl Elverson with a 139. Luke O'Meara with a 236. Stuart Sanderson with a strike. Tyson Jones punches a pocket for a solid 9-pin. Michaela Johnson also with a 5-pin. Sophie Greaves looking to spare her 10-pin. Emily Hinspeter with a Townsville carry, if ever I've seen one. As we wander down the bottom end of the house. Gavin Schultz with a spare. Dennis Porter with a strike up on 5 and 6. Christy Lee Holst with an 8 count on 9 and 10. Sean Dunn looking to strike after his 9 spare. Trips the 4 out. He got a little bit heavy with that. Just goes to show he does have a little bit of miss room to the left. Christy Lee with a spare. Frank Nusafora must have struck because he's got a smile on his face. Emily looking to double up and carry her mother in game number 4. As I say that, she goes through the nose. The Townsville carry didn't work that time. Mum's carrying her. I said to her, I said, how do you feel about the doubles format? She goes, oh, it's not, I don't dislike it, but I don't like it more than singles. I said, she goes, but you get to pick who you bowl with. I said, you sure Mum didn't say I'm paying, so you're playing?
It's like bowling with a father. You're going to ask him to be bossy and stop.
Well, apparently I made a deal with your husband to bowl this tournament next year with him.
You have.
So I better start practicing.
He's equally as cranky as her.
Oh, cool. We're going to get along just fine. Well, the golden oldies of Tyson Jones and Frank Nusafora. 456. Look out.
Mate, we're doing our best.
Be all right if your partner could spare, eh?
Well, that's what I thought. At least it wasn't a single.
That's 7.
Just making each other so like that. Don't look like they're looking down. Keep going back. Other way.
That's 7.
What kind of beer?
That's 7-2 for a bloke that reckons he's throwing the ball the best he has, like, forever.
That's right, I'm still happy.
Why, you drinking water? Oh,
Big size.
just like water. Where's Smith?
Snapping a BB, it's giving me inspiration.
Oh, beautiful to watch, Husey.
Might get one this next game, it'll be good.
Husey.
Whatever you've done with him, I like it.
What?
Whatever you've changed,
He's throwing the ball well. He's just got to get out of his head.
he's decreased the backswing. It's not as high.
He did just
I was telling him, I've been telling him for 6 months to do that. He went to the Verity thing like you. Verity and Daria told him the same thing.
Reduce the backswing.
Yep. But it's more control. Feet are quick though.
Hey, baby. Woo!
Yeah, shot Ryan Draper. Oh, Kyle Craven, does it get any better? Bit of local knowledge through the beak, happy days. Who's that down there with the through the nose? Sophie Greaves. Another one with a little bit of local knowledge. Seems to be through the beak is peak here in Mackay. Just on that, we will give a massive shout out to our awesome sponsors for this event. Anna and the crew here at Mackay Leisure Centre. Settled on the lovely south end of Nebo Road. If you are in the area, come down and have a look. Great food, great staff. Of course, Graham Clark and the crew at PBSA. They've sponsored the 300 game award for the tournament. If a 300 game does go off, Graham will foot the bill for $450. So thank you very much to Graham for that. Billy's Pro Shop and 10-pin bowling supplies for the $150 mystery award. That will be given to a random bowler that will be selected for a number generator. Because it is a doubles tournament, it will be a mystery team. They will get $75 each. And without the support of our next sponsor, our major sponsor, a massive, massive thank you from not only myself, but for all the athletes for the vision and the backing for this amazing event, the Mike Carney Group. To Chris and all the crew at the Mike Carney Group, on behalf of myself and everybody else, thank you for sponsoring and supporting such an awesome event. Without your help and the help of the other sponsors, of course, this would not be possible. So if you are after any form of driving experience, new and used, luxury, 4x4, off-road and camping, go and see Chris and the crew at the Mike Carney Group. They will be more than happy to facilitate all your driving requirements. All right, as we look across the centre, we have Jordan and Tony both working on strikes. Gail with an unfortunate 9 miss, as has Dennis, her husband. Jai Holt with 3 in a row. Gavin Schultz with a strike down on 1 and 2. Carroll with a strike. Bryce Devonish. He goes a fraction across the head pin, leaves a 1-2-4. Jordan McCahill with a double. Jesse Ellis just can't seem to find rhythm in game number 4. He does have a strike in the 8th, but he's 109 in the 7th. Christy Lee Holst with an 8 count. Ethan Backman looking to double up after his 9 miss. Oh, hits a pocket, leaves a 4-7-9. Emily Hinspeter with a strike. Daniel Wilson with 4 in a row. Kyle Craven looking to strike. Tyson Jones, you have got to be cracking jokes. Barely hits the head pin, caves the 2-8 out late, and he's going to sit there and say that was a great shot.
That was a great shot.
Unbelievable. Seriously, you'd ride a dead horse and expect to win. Hayden
Missy in front of Archie last night.
Missy in Funabashi.
41-1, baby.
Hayden Johansson with 5 in a row. Must have been a great ball choice that he made in the break. I don't know who would have suggested that, maybe his coach. Keegan Smith still trying to wind the lawnmower up. He'll get there eventually. Great young kid with a lot of talent. Keep your ear out for that name, Keegan Smith. Daryl Elverson working on a double. Chris Chan with a 9 miss. He'll come back. He seems to have lined up. Stuart Sanderson can't buy a spare at the moment. Luke O'Meara looking for a strike in frame number 7. Oh, goes through the nose, leaves a 3-4-6-7. Keegan's found the left-hand gutter on that one, missed it at the bottom of the swing. How old's Keegan?
13 at the moment.
13 years old, and he's out here bowling with some of the best adults in Queensland. Unbelievable. I was talking earlier to Tiffany Holt and her mum, and when you look at the amount of talent that's coming through, like in both the boys and the girls division, it's amazing. You've got Keegan, young Hayden Miller, Zeb Holt, Ethan Backman. Like, there is a mile of talent. He's just got to believe he should be here. Hayden Johansson finishes with 215. Les Smith with a strike in the 10th. That gives him 3 in a row and a possible 242. We are getting to the pointy end of game number 4. I have noticed that there are some pairs that are a little bit further behind than others. We will have to look into why that is. righty, as we wander down the end of the world. Carol Schultz with a spare in frame number 6. Bryce Devonish misses his 6 count. Jordan McCahill with a 176. Tony Hoffensets with a 182. Dennis Porter with a 98. Gail Porter with a 113. Rob McGrath with a 161. Luke Best with a 140. Jesse Ellis came back to finish with a 164. Sean Dunn with a 238. That's it.
That's when you were coming. Oh, I had to get a bell.
Jamie Kennedy with a 7 count. Dan Wilson with a possible 234. Emily Hinspeter with an 8 count. Lucky her mum's bowling well. She's carrying young Emily. Are you right down there, Steven Spielberg? Emily Hinspeter looking to spare. Gets through it nicely. Nice spare. I wonder if she's going to make a ball change in the bonus ball. Maybe something that doesn't quite bite as hard. Doesn't look like it. I probably would have been looking for something that doesn't react quite as hard about now. I can't believe the difference that even just a couple of kilometres an hour of ball speed has made to her game though. It looks amazing. Like, that extra ball speed's probably worth 20 pins. Like, smile, kiddo. It could be worse. It could be worse. You could have bowled 130. Oh, go, Mum. Cheer your mum on. Don't be such a sourpuss.
It's worse than
Wow.
That's more. Trees are giving it a touch up.
Wow.
No.
If you and I ever bowl doubles together, you better cheer for me. Oh, Kyle Craven with an 8 spare. Leslie Smith finished with a 231. Teresa Hinspeter with an uncharacteristic 10-pin miss. She finishes with 181. Oh, she's been sparing really good all day. Oh, Chris Chan with 3 in a row. Bit of local knowledge with the Brooklyn carry. Daryl Elverson finished with 185. 156 for Luke O'Meara. Tyson Jones goes a fraction high, leaves a 3-pin. Sophie Greaves with 4 in a row. Look out. No comment.
Yeah.
If you ever wrap a 10 pin again, you cannot be upset after that. That was like a wow. It's like watching Deshaun Brown bowl. Jesse, I thought it was coming to you, bud.
He eased up.
Oh, right, okay.
Sean's ruining your line, isn't it?
You're just pacing yourself, aren't you? Let Sean carry you today and you'll carry him tomorrow. That's a good double strategy. Christy Lee Holst with a strike in the 8th. She's on fire this game. Ethan Backman looking to strike after an open. Four, 7-10. Michaela Johnson also looking to strike after an open. She goes a little bit wide, leaves a 1-2-7. Wander down this end of the world and see what's happening. Bryce Devonish with a 9 count. Kim Carney looking for a possible 6 spare. Oh, unlucky there by Kim. I thought you had that spare. How do you find this end of the house? Hotter than up the other end? The boys were saying even game 1, this end was about 5 degrees warmer than the rest of the bowl. So, plus you got the road literally right there. So, well, there you go. You strike out now for $1.40. You've got this. Be positive. Oh, Carroll, great spare. Solid as a rock. Never looked like missing. What? That was solid. Whoop. Where's Solo Joe? 2. Full set on 2. Alrighty. Well, there's no one else. So with me commentating, Dad's bowling, Mum's doing the scores. So Chloe was doing it there for a little while, and then yeah, Sophie just jumped on the mic. It's the Mike Carney way, mate. You just get in and get it done.
Yeah.
So
I like these shirts.
these pink shirts from Struddies are amazing. Super comfortable, super cool. There you go. It's not a strike, but it's close enough. So what'd you bowl the game before this?
136.
You can strike out for 132. It's consistent. Oh, Gav, what's going on? Gavin Schultz hits a pocket, leaves a 4 pin on lane 1. Carroll goes a little bit light, leaves a 2-4-5. She'll go back and make that spare, I'm sure. This brings us to the end of game number 4. The bowlers will make another lane change. They will commence games 5 and 6 here from the fantastic Mackay Leisure Centre for the second stop of the Mike Carney Memorial Q Tour North. Okay, games 5 and 6 are underway here at the Mackay Leisure Centre. We have seen some great blocks bowled over the first 4 games. Tyson Jones and Frank Nucifora have thrown 450, 410. Zeb Holt with a nice strike, backing his father's spare up. Carol Schultz with a strike. Gavin looking to spare his 8 count. The local junior duo, Ethan Backman and Sophie Greaves. They just threw a great 360 block between them. Some great bowling there by those 2 youngsters. Hayden Johansson with a spare, Jesse Ellis with a strike, Sean Dunn with a spare. Stuart Sanderson goes a little bit high, leaves a 369. Jamie Taylor is bowling with Dan Wilson on 7 and 8. What's going on?
Somebody else to drive from there because she's never driven that far, so I went pick your mother up and
Why not?
strict Italian restaurant. She was on the menu and she thought, where did you go last night? She doesn't know where it's called. She chose it. Behind a cold somewhere.
Little Italian. If we look down this end of the world, there's Smith looking for a 9 spare. Luke O'Meara looking to double up. Oh, trips a 4-pin forward. Rob McGrath looking to strike on lane number 4. Oh, wow, unbelievable. Great shot from Rob, leaves a stone 8-pin. It's all right, he'll go back and make that spare. Michaela Johnson with a open in frame number 1. Graham Clark is in the house, looking very stylish as usual.
As long as I stand out for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons.
Mate, I'll tell you what, I've been talking to a few of the teams about the doubles format. They love it.
Yeah, right. Well, it's the first time for us, so.
Well, it's a novelty. I mean, they do hold the doubles, the Coca-Cola doubles in Brisbane, so, and that gets a big following. But yeah, talking to a few of the people here, they like the doubles format. And it's funny watching it, like, a lot of them, there's a lot of that sort of, I guess, not infighting, but you can see that banter amongst the teammates.
The personal close
Oh
banter.
yeah, it's good.
What have the scores been like?
No, I think the high block's been 460.
Okay.
Jesse Ellis and Sean Dunn shot, I think it was a 462 block or something.
Yeah.
Tyson and Frank have shot 458. They've been about the 2 highest blocks. A lot of back end.
Yeah.
A lot of back end. Like, and super jumpy back end. Like, even off the start, Sean Dunn was standing in front of the ball return from the get-go. So the guys that throw a lot of reds are finding it's real jumpy on the back. The guys that sort of get out of the ball clean, it's almost like they have an under overs. It's it's really weird to watch. Like I'm watching Jamie bowl, and he'll go pocket, pocket. One will like hit a puddle and skate. Where Sean, it's either all or nothing. Whoop. What have you done, Kim? All good. So yeah, it's been really weird to watch.
Shane's not on yet, eh?
Rosberg,
Yeah.
God, no. When you see him, just say to him, oh, what's phase 10 like? Playing phase 10 card game last night.
Oh, right.
Mate. Ask him about it.
I will.
Whoa.
Jordan got an 8 miss, 8-1, sorry.
Who did?
Jordan on lane 1. Could be an 8-1.
No worries. If you've got score changes like that to make, and everybody on the pair is in agreement, you can do the
couldn't
score
work
change
it out.
yourself.
It just wouldn't work.
Oh,
You got the magic fingers, mate. Golden touch, eh?
first time I've heard that. Yeah, mate, all good. We are all over it, like me on a muffin. Do have to give a massive shout out to our fantastic sponsors. Anna Elvison and her amazing staff here at Mackay Leisure Centre, doing a fantastic job hosting the doubles format for leg 2 of the Mike Carney Q2 North. Of course, Graham Clark from PBSA for the 300 game award. Billy's Pro Shop and 10 Pin Bowling Supplies for the Mystery Team Award. And of course, not enough can be said for our outstanding major sponsor, the Mike Carney Group. If you are after the ultimate in driving experience, please go and see Chris and the crew at the Mike Carney Group, and they will be happy to sort out all your driving requirements. New and used, luxury, 4x4, off-road adventures. Go and see Chris and the crew at the Mike Carney Group. Frank Nusafora hits a pocket, leaves a 7-pin. Zeb Holt skates one through, just takes the 3-pin. Chris Chan, hey, hello mate. Chris Chan, after a double, skates one through, a little bit long, leaves a 2-4-5-7-8. Sophie Greaves gets through that one, goes light. Brooklyn leaves a 3-6-9. She'll go back and make that spare. Once again, it is good to see so many juniors bowling in this event. We do have, across the course of the tournament, I think we have 10 juniors bowling. Some are bowling their first ever Mike Carney stop. Some, like young Hayden Miller, it's their 5th or 6th event stop. You will notice watching the live stream though, the adults do seem to make the juniors feel extremely welcome in these events. Of course, without the juniors coming through, we don't have much of a future in the sport, and it is good to see that there are such a great bunch of talented kids coming through for the future. We've all seen what Hayden Miller can do. It's good to see Sophie Greaves and Ethan Backman out having a bowl against, as I've said, some of the best bowlers in Australia. We've got Australian team reps, we've got former Australian team representatives, we've got state team representatives. So we have massive, massive calibre of bowlers here, and these kids are taking it to them. So hats off to them, and let's hope that we can see a couple of them in the cut coming back tomorrow. As I say that, Ethan Backman has made his spare in the 8th frame. Hayden Johansson also with a spare. Frank Nusafora looking to spare his 7 count as Tyson Jones spared his 6 count. Jai and Zeb Holt don't seem to be having it all their own way up on the end pair 17 and 18. Frank makes his spare. Teresa Hinspeter, solid as a rock, makes her 9 spare. Massive shout out also has to go to Belinda and Sophie Jones for all their great work behind the scenes. Sophie bowling the next squad. She's actually lane marshalling for this squad, making sure that the squad continues to run smooth. And Belinda, as always, scores are inputted as quickly as they're being bowled, so we can get the scores up on the screen to you as quick as possible. So massive, massive shout out to those 2 fantastic ladies for all they do behind the scenes. As I said, Anna and the amazing staff here at the Mackay Leisure Centre, they've made the bowlers feel extremely welcome. The techs down the back have kept everything running smooth as silk, which is, from an organiser's point of view, is absolutely fantastic. It makes our job a lot easier. Hayden Johansson jams a 10-pin down on lanes 11 and 12. Dan Wilson with a strike. Kim Carney going for her 7-pin spare, makes that. Great shot there by Kim. Christy Lee and Michaela both with 9 spares working. Terry O'Meara with an open. Luke O'Meara looking to strike after his 7 spare. Rob McGrath looking to double up, as is Tony down on 1 and 2. Les Smith also looking to double up. Keegan Smith with a nice pocket shot leaves a 7-pin. Hopefully he'll go back and make that spare. Kim Carney lining up on lane number 6, looking for a strike after her spare. Jamie Kennedy leaves a head pin. Kim Carney with a strike. Kyle Craven with a double. David Hughes, what's going on with young David? He looks more chance of picking 100 to 1 winner than he does of throwing a double. Well, the scores haven't opened up like I thought they would have. Solid 10-pin there from David. Porter only just takes the 6-pin off her 6-10. Jesse Ellis with a strike in the 8th frame. Hayden Johansson with an 8th spare. Sean Dunn looking to strike after his open. Chris Chan with a solid 10 pin. Daryl Elverson with a double. Sophie Greaves also looking to double up. Great shot, can't quite kick out the 10. Carol Schultz with an 8 spare. Emily Hinspeter with a 9 spare looking for a strike. Teresa looking to keep her clear game alive with a spare. Tyson Jones and Frank Nusafora seem to be taking the game off. Jai Holt with a 4 pin. Emily Hinspeter leaves a 3-6. Tyson Jones with a light carry. He's gone really deep inside, which is pretty unusual for him. Very, very rarely do you see Tyson start playing in around the 20-25, but that's where he seems to be playing through the arrows. It's quite unusual. Carol Schultz with a nice 10-pin spare. Tyson Jones goes Brooklyn. That gives him a double in the 10th. Sophie Greaves goes way too far right. Gavin Schultz with a strike. Tyson ends up with 166. Frank Nusafora is getting up. Hits the pocket, trips the 6. Oh, Chris Chan pumps the pocket, 7-10, cold as you like. Sean Dunn goes wide, leaves a washout on lane 12. Zeb Holt can't quite get the ball back. He leaves a washout as well. Nice spare there by Emily Hinspeter. Bring Nusafora with a double in the 10. Nice spare there by Carol Schultz down on lanes 15 and 16. Ethan Backman after a double looking for a spare. Nice solid spare. Frank Nusafora with 3 in a row. Something that's going to go a bit longer, or you need to throw it a bit wider. You're trying to muscle it wider. So why don't you move your feet 2 boards left, angle your feet, and basically try and hit the 3 pin. If you can hit the 3 pin, you can always make it back to the pocket. But if you're going left every shot, it's a lot harder to make it to the pocket when you're going left. You know what I mean? So move your feet to left, same target, but just angle your feet to the right. The lanes haven't opened up this block like I thought they would. I thought the carry down would have come in and the scores would have opened up a bit, but they seem to have gone the opposite. The mid lane's burnt right up, and there just doesn't seem to be any forgiveness to the left. So great shot there by Gav. Get him, Gav. Sore? Is your knee sore? Is your knee sore? Well, if you can walk, you can balance. Don't lose your balance. Sorry, Solo Joe. No, this weekend she's going by her rap name, Solo Joe. Or do you want Slow Joe? Solo Joe. Alrighty, on 11 and 12. Sean Dunn's proving that he is human and is bowled 179. Good attempt at the split spare there by Ethan Backman. I'll do it all. Oh, nice strike there by Chris. Where was that ball 3 games ago? So there was a bit of a suggestion there from the head coach of Chris Chan. It was basically use this ball or cook your own dinner. But you should listen to her, eh? She knows stuff.
If only she listens to herself.
Well, yeah, there's no argument there, is there? What is it? Do as I say, not as I do. Great spare there by Sophie Greaves. Carol Schultz caves him in. Jesse Ellis with a nice 9 spare. Hayden Johansson with a strike. Kyle Craven with a 202. Sean Dunn winds up, punches a pocket, he carries with his partner. Nice spare there by Kim Carney.
Wasn't that good by Grant.
Hey?
Wasn't that good by Mr. Cameron.
No, it was a little bit less than spectacular.
How you be?
He didn't put left with
Michaela Johnston with a 8 count. Luke and Terry O'Meara starts off with strikes. Rob and Luke start off with spares. Keegan Smith with an open. Jordan McCahill looking for a 9 spare. Christy Lee Holst looking for a spare in the 10th frame. Gets through that one nicely. Oh, nice spare there by Christy. Sing for a stash. Jesse Ellis with a 8-pin. Hayden Johansson with a 4-pin. Dave Hughes hits the pocket after his strike leaves a 10-pin. Nice spare there by Carroll. Frank Nusafora with an open. Tyson Jones with a strike. Daryl Elverson with a strike. Nice spare there by Chris Chan. Teresa Hinspeter looking for a strike after 2 spares. Tyson Jones doubles up to cover his partner. Stuart Sanderson with a solid 10. Ethan Backman goes through the head pin, leaves a 3-6-10. Gavin Schultz, after his 181 games, on fire. Sean Dunn with a double. Oh, Chris Chan peels them open. Nice spare there by Teresa Hinspeter. Great spare there by Ethan Backman. Mate, good ball change, that, eh? Through the nose, in the pocket, don't matter. Up there, it's the greatest shot he's ever thrown. Like,
No one can tell.
that's it.
Bowling is the best, Billy. Bowling is the best.
Mate, my theory is, if that was for a 300 game and $1 million, would you give either of them back? No, you wouldn't. So why do it halfway through a game? Like, and whoever said bowling was relaxing was seriously off their rocker. The only difference between bowling and golf is, at least in bowling the balls come back to you after you sweat. In golf you got to chase them. Hayden Johansson winds one up. Goes a fraction high, leaves a 3-pin. Sean Dunn standing on lane 10 to bowl on lane 11. Seems to work though, he's hit the pocket and carried. Hayden Johansson's whiffed one past the 3-pin again. Dave Hughes with a nice 9 spare. Kimberly Carney with a 139. Look out.
Just say Kim, it's easier. I don't like the fact that it's Kimberly.
I can only go by, well, if I went by what's up there, you'd be Kimbe. It's like your Japanese name, you're Kimbe. What do you need?
Your what? I got bribed, chocolate and a drink.
Oh, look, bribery works.
I got my spare, so I got my chocolate, and I had to get one of those.
Whatever works. Wow. I'd hate to see what you do for a family block and a 2 litre bottle, geez. Luke O'Meara, front 4, look out. There's Smith looking for 3 in a row. Jordan McCahill looking to spare down on 1 and 2. Luke Best goes Brooklyn for a strike. Oh, Bryce Devonish unlucky with a 2 count. Man, I ordered a bacon and egg pizza for breakfast this morning here, and it was amazing. It was so good. Michaela Johnston with a 9 count on 5 and 6. Dan Wilson goes between the 4-10. Sorry, mate. What do you need? What have you done? Can we get a full set on 13, please? Full set 13 on the second cycle. And we're back. Frank Nusafora looking for 4 in a row. Tyson Jones has found his spare game again. Zeb Holt with a 6 count. Jai Holt with a 7 spare. Carol Schultz with a 9 count. Oh, good. You should be able to do that. Of course you are. If I'm standing here and I say to you, you can do it, you can do it.
That's not on, is it?
Yep. I very rarely turn it off because it's what people want to hear. They want to hear the interaction. So how are you finding the doubles?
Middle it's all about the pattern. It's a hard pattern, but it's fun. And
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that. It's definitely something different for us. We're not used to these sort of level of patterns, but that's how you learn though. So
Well, that seems to be everybody's philosophy. Like, yeah, they're tough. And I mean, I don't think there's been a Mike Carter where we put down a real
easy pattern.
a wall.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, true.
It's always been, you've got to think, you've got to think, you've got to think. And I think people are enjoying the struggle.
That's it, like, it makes it a lot more enjoyable than just bowling bumpers on.
Well,
Yeah.
nobody wants to see 3 guys average 250, 10 guys average $1.90.
Yeah.
They want to see 30 guys average 2.0.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
In my experience, I just think bowlers like planning.
I would agree with that to a certain extent. There are some, yes. I mean, I don't mind constructive criticism. If you come to us as a a tournament group and say, this tournament was bad because of A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
You can address that, but when you just go, oh, I couldn't carry. Well, I'm sorry, but that's a you problem, not a me problem.
That's right. Like, I'm going to complain after this, but I'm going to complain about myself, my own performance, not the pattern.
You couldn't carry. Why? Because you didn't throw it right, you didn't hit your mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrong ball choice. Like,
no, I'm liking the harder patterns. Definitely liking them.
that's what Daryl was just saying, like the tough patterns.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, everybody's the same. Everybody's enjoying the thought.
Yeah.
Nice spare there by young Dennis Porter. You know, just watching the tournament, the in-play amongst the doubles themselves is really good to watch. Because the pattern's not easy, but the in-banter is really good to watch.
Do you have the beat? You can do it. Full set lane 3, second cycle.
Full set lane 3, please. Full set on 3, second cycle. Just talking to Daryl Elverson and Chris Chan. Daryl, of course, is the co-owner of the bowl. And as you heard, people like the challenge. They like the tough pattern. And it is brutal. Like, this pattern today is very, very difficult. Who did? So what do we need? So that's 7 spare. So that 7 spare shouldn't be there. There we go. Alrighty, and we're back again. We are coming to the end of game number 6. Only one more block to go for squad 1. We have Tony Hoffensets with a 173. Les Smith with a 181. Keegan with a 115. Luke O'Meara after the front 5. Throws 9 spare 8. Kim Carney after her 139's found the key to success. She's got a strike going in the 3rd. Hello.
How are you? What's going on, lovely?
How you doing? Alrighty, we're getting to the end of game number 6. Hayden Johansson with a 9 spare. Stuart Sanderson can strike out for 202. Shane Rosberg. Captain Rosberg's in the house. He was complaining online earlier in the week about long, heavy patterns. I think he's going to get a pleasant surprise out there. He's got his wish. It's about 3 foot long and got less oil than the car park. So
Still won't score.
well, you're the only bloke I know that couldn't score in a casino with a pocket full of hundreds. So. As we said, there's definitely no shortage of back end. On the upshot though, and I was just talking to Beck Ogilvie about it, it's exactly the same across the house.
Yeah.
1 and 2 on the pair itself is really, really hot. Like,
Because they're
super
close to
hot.
the walls.
Yeah, as we were saying, the heat on 1 and 2 in the players area kills you, but the lanes themselves are playing exactly the same as the rest of the house. I thought one might have...
Well, it used to play down here a bit drier as well because it had that side of the wall on it where there'd be more heat access.
Well, see, I thought one may have played really dry because you've got the highway, so you've got like traffic heat, the residual heat from the sun and a black wall.
Yeah.
But it's playing exactly the same across the house. 17 and 18 is playing identical to 1 and 2. So,
Yeah, good.
like Sean Dunn started in front of the ball return game 1.
That's what he said to me. He goes, I've never started an event in front of the ball return.
But to his credit, he hasn't dropped his lolly like he would have a few years ago. He's just gone, right, this is what I need to do. Let's have at it.
Yeah, throw 250.
He's thrown one game under 220 all day, and that was a 179 in game 4 over here. So that's what I mean. Like, we've got a few bowlers in the tournament that are throwing the ball really, really well. They're just not getting the score. Like, he would be head and shoulders the highest average.
Yeah.
But he's playing smart.
He'd be country bowling. But look, he's on the other side of the lane.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're watching this at home, you need to have a look at 11 and 12. Throw 240, loft in the gutter.
Yeah.
And there's a block to go.
Yeah.
Like, you're watching bowl the left-hand lane, and I made the comment in the last block. On the left-hand lane, he was starting, well, he was on 7 and 8. He was standing halfway through the wall on 6 to throw on 7. Like, but he's done it consistently.
Yeah. Well, he's got his area. What have they got, 2 to go?
2 games to go. They're making their final change now. We did kick off a little bit late, but yeah, made up a little bit of time. So it will be interesting to see how the second squad goes. There are a few more, I guess you would say, names in the second squad. So it will be interesting to see how that plays.
Power bowlers.
What I'm looking to see is how Matt and Chloe bowl. Because Chloe's now got that nice left to right.
That'll be deep as.
I think Matt will play similar to Sean.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And the scary thing is,
Chloe will probably play somewhere through 25.
I think, yeah.
She'll be deep and not super deep.
Yeah,
She'll
I think
play through 25, maybe to about 10.
that's what I'm thinking.
All the pros over in the Tournament of Champions at the moment, they're all shooting through 22.
Yeah.
They're all fucking left. You're just 22 out, out to the gutter, boom, back.
And that, I mean, to a certain extent, that's a good thing here. There is miss room right. There is no miss room left.
Yeah, it'll go.
If you're going to miss,
you're going to tug it.
You've got to be right if you're going to miss. Emily Hins, Peter, was the same. If she was anywhere right of 22, she was in the pocket. If she was 22 or left, it was ugly.
Crossing the head pin.
It was horrible.
That's your spare ball I just saw you throw there.
Nothing wrong with fantastic plastic, mate.
And he scrapped too.
Okay, the bowlers have made their final lane change. We are getting ready to commence games 7 and 8 of the second leg of the Mackay Memorial Tour, coming to you live from Mackay Leisure Centre. Once again, a massive shout out to our fantastic sponsors, Anna Elverson and the crew at Mackay Leisure Centre. PBSA for the 300 game award, Billy's Pro Shop and 10-pin bowling supplies, corner pin standings, and the Mike Carney Group. Mike Carney Group is, of course, our major naming sponsor, and without their fantastic support, this tournament would not be at all possible. We will go through and have a look at some updated scores on the fly. Alrighty, in first position we have Sean Dunn and Jesse Ellis. Frank Nusa and Tyson Jones in second place. Hins Peter Squared is in third. Jamie Kennedy and Dan Wilson in fourth position. Husey and Kyle Craven in fifth. O'Meara Squared is in sixth position. Jamie McCahill and Tony Hoffensets in seventh. The Smith boys are in position 8. Luke Best and Rob McGrath are in position 9. Daryl Elverson and Chris Chan in position 10. Hayden Johansson and Stuart Sanderson in 11th. Gavin and Carol Schultz are in position 12. Zeb and Jai Holder in 13th. Sophie Greaves and Ethan Backman are in position 14. Michaela Johnston and Christy Lee Holtz in 15th. Gail and Dennis Porter are in 16, and Bryce Devonish and Kim Carney are in position 17. That is, of course, after 6 games. We will bring you the live scores at the completion of this block. This is, of course, our first doubles format ever of the Q2 North, and judging by the look of the bowlers, they seem to be having an absolute ball. A lot of banter between not only the teams but the bowlers in each team. And of course, we've had some fantastic behind the scenes support. The lane technicians here at Mackay Leisure Centre have done an outstanding job with the trouble calls, keeping everything running smoothly. Belinda Jones, the brains trust of the Jones family, has done an amazing job getting the scores to you as quick as possible. And Solo Joe on the trouble call microphone. She's done an awesome job also. Tyson is, of course, bowling and doing the lane changes and tournament directing. Man of many hats. We will, of course, at the end of the second squad, we will be cutting to the top 10 teams. They will come back tomorrow to compete for all the cookies and to see who can be crowned the 2023 Mackay Doubles champions. Emily and Teresa Hins, Peter, off to a solid start on 1 and 2. Jamie Kennedy with a gutter ball, first ball of the 10th. First ball on lane 3. Tyson Jones and Frank Nucifora off to a solid start. Kyle Craven with a strike. David Hughes looking to strike in the 3rd frame. Keegan Smith looking to spare as he steps up on lane 6. Hayden Johansson with a spare strike spare. Stuart Sanderson looking to spare his 7 count. Daryl Elverson with a 4-9 out of the pocket. Chris Chan with a strike 9 spare. Kim Carney with a double to open up her 7th game. She's looking for 3 in a row. Gavin Schultz looking for 4 spares in a row. Carol Schultz with a strike. Jai Holt looking to spare. Are you looking at the leaderboard? Some amazing scores being bowled there. Got a couple of the teams there looking to... Sorry? Sophie Greaves with an 8 spare double. Ethan Backman looking to spare his 8 count. Nice spare there by Ethan. Luke Best up on lane 18 looking for a strike. Jesse Ellis with the front 4. Sean Dunn with an open in the 4th frame. Missy Rosberg just putting a hand together before she carries her husband for 8 games. Although I'm saying that, he should have enough back end so he can't really complain. Jesse Ellis with the front 5. Graham's 300 could be on the line. He's looking good. Gail Porter's clean through the first 4. Jordan McCahill with a very light Brooklyn carry. Kim Carney with a double and a 9 spare. She's followed that up with an 8 count. Zeb with a gutter ball spare. Luke O'Meara with a solid 4-pin. Tyson Jones with a 9 count. Frank Nucifora going for an all-spare game. Dave Hughes with a 7-2. Teresa Hins, Peter, with a double. Kim Carney's on fire this game. I'm not quite sure what Kim's mum has bribed her with this game, but whatever it is, it's working. I was going to say, bribe her again, bribe her again. Apparently chocolate and lemonade works really well. I said to her earlier when she bowled the 139, she come back, she goes, oh, that's my new personal best. I said, I'd hate to see what you do for a family block in a 2-litre bottle. It is good to see some bowlers setting some milestones. As I said, we've had Kim Carney, she's had to change to left-handed due to injury. She's bowled 3 personal bests just today, and the way things look, she'll have a personal best by about the 3rd frame. She's throwing the ball really well here in game number 7. Chris Chan with a Brooklyn 3-bagger. Kim Carney stepping up. Sophie Greaves with a strike after her open frame. Sean Dunn also with a strike. Jesse Ellis after the front 5 through 9 spare. Sean is actually lining up in the right-hand gutter of lane 14 to bowl on lane 15. He lets rip, punches a pocket, carries. Great double there by Sean. Sophie Greaves gets through, throws a double after her open. Great young bowler, Sophie. Luke Best working on a double. Rob McGrath with a possible strike. What have you done to yourself? They tell me you're bowling left-handed now.
Yeah, I got my finger caught in a drill press and tried to rip my finger with my hand.
You're supposed to drill the material, not the finger.
Mate, I'm a sheedy, been drilling holes for 40 years. Making community chase in church, drilling these holes. I wear gloves, and I was clicking the stuff away slow. Bit of another one, blah, blah, blah. And some shit reason I went, oh, and I put it like that. Save it, caught my finger, back around the drill press.
Oh, crap.
Oh, yeah. So it's big gloves through here. They've reattached to the tendons. But they've done a good job now. It's gone. So it stitches through here. They reattach all the tendons back up through there, but I can't.
Can't make a full.
No, mate. I'm probably never going to be able to bowl right hand again. So I'm bowling left hand.
Fair enough.
I was through 130 on average for 19 games in Sydney last week. So
There you go.
I got a better run on left hand over right hand. I have. You watch.
A lot of right-handers are like that, though.
You know I finished 3rd in North Queensland Masters.
Yeah.
Left hand.
Left-handed.
The lowest score was 225.
7. Is that right, Ethan? Mate, I'm not paying attention, Jesus.
I'm that poor, I can't afford it either. I think it's the only time.
Oh?
It's the only time I've seen it score wrong like that though, but yeah.
I've been saying on the telecast all day how smooth everything is run. We've had a couple of full decks on a first cycle and a couple of respawn pins. That's it. We've had no ball return issues. There's been
Me and Roscoe went through yesterday and did all the ball returns. So we cleaned all the ball returns. We did all the belts. We did all the the sensors down the back end there and the reflectors.
It's good because I think we started half an hour late this morning. I think we made up about 15 minutes.
So yeah,
It's been really good. Yeah, it's been really good. So whatever you have done has worked.
it's always good when it runs smooth.
I mean, look,
it slows down the whole block.
You're not going to have a tournament where you have no trouble calls.
At all, 100%. But when you can minimise it, I think the biggest minimising that you can do is cleaning. That's the biggest thing. The machines run so much better when you're fucking clean. So a bit of preventative shit like that always goes a long way. Whenever I'm doing a league night, like down the back end, I'll just before the start of my shift, 2 hours, I'll clean all the belts, all the pinwheels, everything like that, and my night runs good.
That's it. are allowed to smile, eh? Jesse Ellis with a strike after his open. Sean Dunn. He doubles up. He's back on fire. There he is. Clark Kent's in the house. Where's Superman?
Actually, did you pass the RBT getting set up on the RBT just outside, backside of Home Hill?
Yeah, they were full on me.
They were just setting up as I went through that. I like
Kim Carney looking for a spare on 9 and 10. What's happening, Luani?
Are you and Q coach for Shield this year?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Nice. Very excited to see the Billy Gardner. Oh my god.
Oh my god. You want an autograph? Do I need to autograph some? Darryl Elverson looking to double up. Stuart Sanderson punches a pocket, leaves a 10 after his double. Oh, great pocket shot. Can't quite kick out the 9 pin there from Darryl. Dave Hughes looking for 4 in a row. Stuart Sanderson looking for a 9 spare. Tyson Jones with 4 in a row. Frank Nusafora looking for a double. Christy Lee with a 6 pin. Jamie Kennedy looking to spare the 3, 4, 6, 7. Nice pocket shot there by Keegan Smith. Can't quite kick out the 8 pin. Stuart Sanderson slides one past the 10. Oh, unlucky. Couldn't quite get the ball to break. Kyle Craven with a strike in the 9th using the fantastic plastic. Kim Carney with a nice spare in the 8th frame. Hayden Johansson can't quite get the ball back. He leaves a washout on lane 7. Dave Hughes going for 5 in a row. Frank Nusafora with an 8 count. Dan Wilson goes high. Luke O'Meara with a double. Dave goes a little bit high, leaves a 6-10. Darryl Elverson with a solid 10 pin. Chris Chan looking for a 7 spare. Stuart Sanderson goes a fraction high, leaves a 3, 6, 9, 10. Carol Schultz misses her 10 pin. Nice spare there by Dennis Porter. Sean Dunn finishes up with a 222. Jesse Ellis with a 236. Sophie Greaves drops one in the right-hand gutter. Luke Best can't quite kick out the 7 pin. $174 there for Sophie Greaves. most of the lanes are onto their final game. Luke O'Meara with a 2:21. Kim Carney with a spare in the 9th frame. Tyson Jones with a 2:49. Frank Nusafora with a 1:91. That gives them a 4:40 block. Terry O'Meara with a 7 count. Stuart Sanderson with a 6 spare. Dave Hughes with a strike first ball of the 10th. Emily Hinspeter with a 171. Teresa with a possible 182. Stuart Sanderson with a 160. Chris Chan with a strike first ball of the 10th. Gavin Schultz with a 5-pin. Kim Carney with a possible 151. She's just going from strength to strength at the moment. Hayden Johansson just can't get a read on anything at the moment. He's left a 1-2-8-10. The middle 4 games he seemed to be able to find it quite well. Just the first 2 and the last 2. I don't know, he just can't seem to read the pattern. Gavin with a spare. Kim Carney with a nice 9 spare. Dennis Porter put one in the gutter. Jesse Ellis and Sean Dunn are off and running in game number 8. Chris Chan with a 208. Jamie Kennedy with a double. Dan Wilson with a solid 10-pin. Tyson Jones with a strike 9 spare. Frank Nusafora also looking to double up in game number 8. Dave Hughes, Les Smith through the nose. Pushes the 10 out. Oh, Frank can't quite kick out the 6-pin. Teresa Hinspeter goes Brooklyn, leaves a 369. Alrighty, of course, at the completion of squad 2 today, we will be cutting to the top 10. Sorry. We will be cutting to the top 10. They will come back tomorrow morning where they will compete for the title of the 2023 Mike Carney Q2 North Mackay doubles. Luke Best with the front 3. Sean Dunn with a double 9 spare. Jesse Ellis with a spare strike. Rob McGrath with a double. Sophie Greaves with a strike. George McCahill with a spare. Zeb Holt with a strike. Chris Chan with a washout. Gavin Schultz lining up for a 6 spare. Les Smith looking for a double. Luke O'Meara with a 9 miss. Hayden Johansson can't quite kick out the 4-pin. Les Smith with an 8 spare. David and Kyle both with strike. Frank Nusafora looking for a double. Oh, Michaela Johnson takes 2 off her 7 count. Keegan Smith goes a fraction high, leaves a 4-pin. Tyson Jones looking to strike, which he does. Great shot there by Tyson Jones. She does.
She was tired.
That's almost about as impressed as she was when she met Belmo.
Yeah, when she looked at him and went, Mum wants a photo, let's get this done with. And then I took her over to Billy and said, "Can we get a photo?" And she was more excited about having a photo than Billy Gardner. Oh my God, Nick.
Oh, I know, right?
All the other juniors were all freaking out because Belmo was there and everybody.
Stuart Sanderson with a spare. Hayden Johansson also with a spare. Frank Nusafora made a single pin. Yeehaw. We love you, Frank.
Oh, before when he was down that edge, he came back because he got a strike and the lady goes, "Hey, look, call the news media." Frank just smiled.
Oh, no. You are the last person to talk about that on the lanes. Wow. Dan Wilson.
I know. Calling the kettle black or what?
Strike in the 4th. What's going on, lad? It is not looking like a pleasant experience.
It should remind me of Peggle.
Hey?
It slightly reminded me of Peggle.
Oh, another kegel pattern. Tyson Jones carrying his partner again.
No, we were tied on pinfall going into this block. Do you reckon it was like that?
Who was? Who was?
Frank and I.
Oh,
Yeah, we were playing as partners. Yeah.
so you got him by 60
Now I have.
and pulling away. You like that 40-1 shot. You've hit the lead and pulling away.
Hey. Billy and I were just discussing. Frank and I were tied before going into this block. Like tied pinfall. Yeah. Alright, and I just hit the corner like that 40-1 shot yesterday, and now I'm just taking the buck off.
for those of you that are watching, if ever you see Shane Rosberg in a bowl, ask him about his 40-1 shot at Funabashi. He tipped it to everybody else, didn't back it himself. And George Flingos, if you're watching the telecast, you will be happy to know that I've had a flutter on your racehorse Keats in the mile today, the All-Star Mile, so hopefully that gets up and we can all have a good day. Anna. Anna has the microphone. As we wander down the top end of the house, Sean Dunn with an 8 count. Jesse Ellis working on a strike in the 7th frame. Jai Holt with an 8 count. Luke Best doubles up after a 9 spare. Dale Porter with a 4 pin. Sophie Greaves with a 7 count. Young Sophie is our newest member of the Girls President Shield team for 2023. She has come on amazingly well since making the team, so her hard work's paying off. She's still very much a work in progress, but definitely a great young talent to watch bowl. Hey, George's horse is running in the mile. Pay $5 each way. If it gets up, it's a payday. Keats. Even if it runs a place, like it's paying 21 the place. Be good to throw it in a first 4. So, I don't know, I'll have a talk to Hughesy, see what he thinks. Alrighty, as we look down the centre. Tyson Jones with a strike in the 8th frame. Frank Nusafora looking for a double. Emily Hinspeter with an open in frame number 6. David Hughes with the, after a 7-2 to opens, thrown 5 in a row. Terry O'Meara with a spare. Hayden Johansson with a double. Darryl Culberson with an open. Chris Chan looking for a spare. Luke O'Meara with a strike. Michaela Johnston with a strike. Chris Chan with a 7-2. Jesse Ellis with a possible 203. Sean Dunn with a possible 193.
Yeah, I know. Learn to read a fucking pattern. You know what I didn't look at?
What he didn't look at, was the pattern at all.
I did look at the pattern. 3.5 to 1 and 43 foot comes me long. Not a 22 mil.
Hey, if you're ever going to have a back end, today's the day. Who are you bowling with, Mr. Livingston?
The man.
Ah. The man. Where's the boss? You leave her at home this weekend?
Yeah, it's just not a new job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same thing, but yeah. Over the avenues now.
Oh, the AvTav. They do really good food at the AvTav. Sophie Greaves with a double. She can bowl a possible 186. That'll be a great finish for her. 159 for Ethan Backman. Possible 231 for Luke Best. 190 for Rob McGrath. 192 for Jesse Ellis. Sean Dunn with an 8 count can bowl a possible 181. Tony Hoffman sets with a spare with a possible 177. Sean Dunn throws it a mile wide. He throws 169. Tyson Jones with 3 in a row. This could be for the overall first place in the squad. David Hughes. He's off like a shot. Tyson Jones with a 4-pin. That'll give him a 236, and that'll be enough for him to overtake Frank Nusafora with a pinfall by 65 sticks. Mate, I did. I knew yous were even going into this block. Once again, right-hand stroker prevails over a left-handed seagull. That's it, Tice. Get him when it counts.
Donnie, it's a house ball.
Oh, Frank Nusafora with 4. Well, you can give me, wow. That's the best offer I've had, shit, 6 months. Keep talking like that.
Got a motel room here.
We'll be real good friends. How you doing? David Hughes, what are you doing? Seven in a row, 9 miss.
I'm getting reached around now.
Hey,
Couldn't be from a better place, eh?
Keegan, what's going on, lad? It's an all or nothing deal with him, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
They sell one more roll as him.
Frank Sephora finishes with 202. Tyson Jones with 236. Jamie Kennedy with a 226 and Dan Wilson with a possible 189. That concludes game 8 of Squad 1. Squad 2 will be back in approximately 45 minutes from now, so please tune in. And we will have some more great scores and some more great action coming to you from the fantastic Mackay Leisure Centre.